Hey, this is Geoff Gannon, and you're listening to the Focus Compounding Podcast, the podcast where Andrew and I talk general investing concepts. To get even more content from me and Andrew, sign up for the Focus Compounding app. The Focus Compounding app costs $7.95 a month. It comes with a bunch of 2,000-word articles from me each week, a fresh batch of 5-minute videos from the both of us, along with one bonus extra-long episode of the podcast each Saturday, and immediate access to our complete backlog of 200-plus episodes. To sign up, go to focuscompounding.com/app or wherever apps are sold. And now here's Andrew with your regularly scheduled podcast.
We're back. Set Talks, Andrew Kuhn, Geoff Gannon. Hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to the app. Let's talk about sort of this crazy fuse that's, I guess, going on right now in the markets.
Okay.
And that's day trading.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard your thoughts on day trading. You're an investor, you know, and that's in your blood. Mm-hmm. But why should people stop day trading and should learn how to invest?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, right now, I think day trading probably is working better than investing, and I think that was true in the late 1990s too. So as long as most people are doing it, then I guess you don't have to. You don't have to learn how to be an investor. But I mean, in the longer run, does investing work? Yes, and day trading doesn't. So, I mean, that's a simple answer.
I can't think of a lot of billionaire day traders.
Right.
You? I can't.
Right, but I think that day traders have probably done better this year than the S&P 500, for instance.
Uh-huh.
Because the stocks that are most popular with retail investors are the stocks that are performing better than professionals. Yeah, this year.
Okay, so let's say we have a day trader that's listening to this and they want to dive into proper investing. If you had to lay out a roadmap for them, what would you tell them?
I think that's pretty hopeless.
Let's say you had a nephew. You had a nephew that came to you and said, Uncle Geoff, you're such a great investor. I want to become an investor just like you, Uncle Geoff, because I look up to you. What would you tell him to study?
Have you met anyone who's transitioned from trading to investing?
Well, you'd be surprised because there's a lot of people right now that are obviously interested in the markets. I've met a lot of people that are investors today that started off in like the 90s and they're like, oh, I got crushed, and then I started to invest.
Well, I knew people in the 90s who traded and they didn't become investors. They got out of the market and never came back, or at least they think they're not back. Maybe they're back in the last year or so. I just think it's two different kinds of personalities. I don't know.
So, but if you were to help them transition, what would you tell them? How would you help them learn? Would you say learn accounting? Would you say this is what's important, read everything Buffett? Like, what would your advice be?
Well, I mean, my advice is that it has to be based on something that is your belief in the performance of the company and not just the performance of the stock. And until that changes, then I don't think that you're going to switch from trading to investing. I mean, if you think that if you buy a stock and it goes up a lot or something, and you think that that's the only judge of the success of what you've had or whatever, then I think you're going to stay a trader until you have not success. I mean, I think that's, and that's what happened to people that I know who did trade in the 90s and stuff, is that they continued to the point in which they lost a lot of money and then they stopped.
Do you ever look at the chart and like take, anything from a chart? I was listening to a value investor. I don't want to say his name. Everyone listening would know who he is. He was on a podcast and they asked him about charts and he's like, yeah, I have the 15, 21 moving average on like the charts, and he looks at it and stuff like that.
No, I've never done that. So I mean, I haven't used charts for any purpose. Yeah.
So you haven't. So you wouldn't. Okay, so let's say that individual though wanted to transition and they say, okay, I understand that fundamentals matter, stock charts don't matter. What would your first piece of advice be for them?
That's hard to say because I mean I really don't know.
Would it be like read everything Buffett? That's probably what I would tell them.
Okay.
So they can learn how to think about investing. I think that's half the battle. I really do when it comes to like the psychology of investing and understanding, price movements mean absolutely nothing. But you're probably right though. It is probably something you're born with. And a lot of people have talked about that. They're like, either you get it right away or you'll never get it.
Yeah, like for instance, if I had invested in things in the 90s, trading them and made a lot of money and stuff, I don't think that I would have gotten very involved in trading because of that. It's just the wrong kind of thing for your personality and stuff. But Buffett's talked about that and stuff, and how he tried to look at things about trading and stuff. And then when he read The Intelligent Investor, that just made a lot of sense to him and everything.
Yeah, he said that he used charts and stuff back in when he first started.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I would chart it out with rulers and everything. And then once he read The Intelligent Investor, he never looked back.
Yeah, I talked about how when I got started investing, it was a lot of things about IPOs and stuff happening at that time. And yeah, I think it's just different kinds of people. I haven't known a lot of people who have really switched from being serious about trading to being serious about investing. But I mean, there must be examples that I can't think of that are, but I don't, personally, I can't think of them. No, I don't know them personally. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Well, thank you so much for being a subscriber to the app. Thank you so much for all the support. Be sure to send questions to focuscompounding@gmail.com, and we will answer them just like this. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video.